Nicole that Robert had asked, or I told Nanette that Robert had asked Nicole to marry him, and she said, oh, she said, what did she say? And I said, she said yes, and she went, good. In the last few years, her memory, the last few weeks of her life, her memory was not very good. So every day when I went to see her, I would repeat the story. And every time she would say, well, what did she say? And I said, she said yes. And she said, good. She got a lot of pleasure out of that for the last few weeks of her life. And I'm very happy for that. Unfortunately, she didn't make it. And hopefully she's upstairs looking down on us with Papa, who we also miss greatly. And then possibly at the end of this dinner we're going to have here tonight, she'll be dancing with Papa with the rest of us. Now, we are also very fortunate to have Nicole's other grandmother, Beverly, here. But we will miss Grandpa. And he hope he is looking down on us here today as well. Now, we also have Robert's grandmother here. We're happy to have her. And his mother, I'm sorry. But Elodia, his grandmother, was not able to make it because she's not feeling well today. But hopefully she enjoyed the ceremony at church. Now, Nicole, I was greatly gratified when Robert came to ask for your hand in marriage. If you remember that evening. And I'm sure your grandparents would be very pleased that he did it in a wonderful manner, honoring our traditions, did it in a very nice manner. But I have to tell you, the night he came by, I felt it was my obligation to tell him a few things. Kind of like open his eyes a little bit. To make sure he knew what he was getting into. So I asked him if he was aware of the fact that you expected all the best in life. And that you were used to spending money freely. Even when there was none readily available. And he kind of nodded. Now, I wasn't trying to discourage him, but I thought he needed to be aware and prepared. And I said, Nicole is used to getting her way. And he looked at me very knowingly. Then, she sometimes gets very emotional and almost impossible to deal with. And, in a civilized manner. And he just kind of rolled his eyes back and kind of nodded. And I figured, well, he knows what to expect. But I said, I wanted to make sure that he felt comfortable, And so I said, in spite of these minor idiosyncrasies, that she was the kindest, sweetest girl that he'd ever meet. And if you ever heard her, I'd have to kill her. Now, Robert laughed at this, but it was a very nervous laugh. And, but anyways, I'm here to tell you, Robert and Nicole, that if you look at each other and respect each other forever, and think of each other kindly, and whatever you do, do it med agape. For those that do not understand Greek, that means with love. That's what your Papa always said. Do it with agape. And God will be with you for the rest of your lives. So I'd like to propose a toast to Robert and Nicole. A long and happy life together. May God be with you forever. We love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Peter? Give it up. We have a great night ahead, everybody. Enjoy the friends and family at your table. Dinner will now be served.